right, welcome to the first edition of Nug and Cymek Review the New 52. I'm Nug.
I'm Andrew.
And we are going to do this video blog, and here's how this is going to work. We decided... I decided that this was a good idea, and you said, yeah, let's film it.
Yeah,
and
sure, why not?
Already we know how dumb this is.
It's going to be a lot of work.
It's going to be a lot of work. What we've decided to do is to read all of the new DC comics, all 52 new titles, through the first story arc. So that could be 4 or 5 issues per comic.
Here's hoping 4.
Hoping 4, because then we can drop a few, and maybe some new ones will pop up. We already heard there's a new JSA.
That's right.
There's a Huntress miniseries.
Yep.
Yes, so we're looking forward to all this stuff. I shouldn't say that. We're not looking forward to all of this stuff.
No.
Where do you come? Where's your bias? We should say that we are kind of biased when we do read these comics.
Yeah, like when you read a review, the reviewer always comes with certain preconceived notions and biases, and we feel that you should know where we're coming from so that you can either say that our review is worth garbage, or yeah, I can understand where that's coming from.
So Andrew, where is your bias? Where are you coming from when you read these comics?
I actually left comics in my teenage years, in my early 20s. I just stopped collecting, I stopped reading them. I think the last one I had read was when Jean-Paul Valley took over for Bruce.
Oh, okay, the Azrael, the Broken Bat
Azrael,
stuff.
the Broken Bat. When he took over, I left comics. Played some hockey, did all that stuff. Came back with Kingdom Come.
Oh, very cool.
That brought me back into comics. I loved it, and then backtracked and spent all my money on Long Halloween, Dark Victory. So DC brought me back in. But I'm more of the heavy hitters, the main eventers. I like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Not too much of the... I don't have much knowledge when it comes to the lesser-known characters. So a lot of these books, my take on them will be from fresh eyes.
And myself, if you're going to use the term main eventers, I'm going to go mid-card. These are all wrestling references. I like the mid-card and lower. I don't care about the big 3. I shouldn't say that. When they pop by a comic that I'm reading, I think, oh, that's cool, they pop by. But Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman aren't high on my list of comics to pick up. I will go for Justice League because I like all the other guys. Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman happen to be there, but I like Green Arrow, and I like Red Tornado, and I like when Blue Devil and Firestorm were in there. I like those guys, and I want to see more of those guys.
But we're going to read them all.
We're going to read them all. And I will say right off the top, Monster DC fan, I personally, not a fan of vampires, not looking forward right now, without even knowing what it's about, not looking forward to reading this Vampire comic.
Vampire, I as well, I'm not looking forward to it at all, but we're going to read it, we're going to review it, and we're going to tell you what we think.
Every title's going to get a fair shake. We are recording this right now in the Silver Snail comic book shop, downtown Toronto, and we're recording it after hours. It's around 7 p.m.
That's right.
And the comic, the new 52, starts tonight at midnight with the release of Flashpoint 5 and the new Justice League title.
That's right. So we're going to review both of those.
Yes, both of those titles will be reviewed right here, right now. So spoilers galore. We should put a spoiler
under here. Something
here, it'll say spoilers. Because we've read them with advanced copies, and we're going to review them right now for you. Here we go. Flashpoint 5, it ends the whole story. It gets all the characters come together to save the world. The big reveal, huge spoiler, is that Zoom is not the villain who changed the timeline.
Zoom is not responsible for everything like Barry had thought.
Turns out, Barry's responsible. Our hero, the Flash, wanted to visit his mother's grave. When he found out that Zoom killed his mother all those years and issues ago, he went back in time to try and change that, and it ended up fracturing the entire timeline, and those most close to him, their timelines were fractured as well. So that's why Superman and Batman and Green Lantern and Aquaman and Wonder Woman, everybody turned out the way they did.
Right. So a little bit of a twist.
Which I liked, though.
It was nice. It was nice because you're expecting one thing, and they kind of pull the rug out from under you, as well as Barry, and he is now stuck with a decision that is difficult.
That's right. But when it's revealed that Barry was the one who did it all, and he remembers that he did it, the villainous joy that Zoom has. Yeah. Like, do you remember that you did this? Oh, I didn't do it. It was beautiful.
Yes.
Of course, because it's a DC comic and you love your big names.
I do.
Superman comes in at the end and saves the day.
And it's, even though he's not built like a tank,
it's Superman.
It's Superman.
He, through Project Superman comics, he learns that, you know, from General Lane, that it's important to be good and, you know, be a hero and do the right thing. And here he comes, and he's a hero, and he does the right thing.
That's true. Yeah.
And then it's time to put the timeline back together as best as possible.
Right.
So Barry does this in a 2-page spread where, as he runs, his costume changes and runs back into the time stream, and he sees 3 timelines. And the 3 timelines are
Vertigo, Wildstorm, and DC.
And the 3 timelines say the hooded lady. We see that hooded lady in there. We'll scan it or something.
No, we won't.
We won't scan it. We won't scan it. Says that because the history of heroes was shattered into 3 long ago, it was splintered to weaken your world for their impending arrival.
Ooh, their impending arrival.
Which we'll get to in the next issue. You must all stand together. The timelines must become one again. So at some point they were all one.
That's right.
But to put these 3 timelines together, she says, "You can help me fix that, Barry Allen, but at a cost." And of course he says, "Who was that? What did she say?" As he runs, his costume changes to the new costume.
That's right.
His boots,
chin strap.
Chin strap. The boots are the new boots. But here's the thing. They've taken all 3 timelines and put them into one, saying that it was originally together, but it's been weakened to get ready for their arrival.
Right.
So you're actually taking the 3 timelines, Vertigo, DC, and Wildstorm, and actually smashing them together to make one timeline.
Which, if you smash 3 realities together, it would alter...
It would alter a few different things. You're not going to have everybody the way they were, but you're going to have everybody together, which is apparently necessary. So you can see that now it's set up the new universe, but it's also set up that you've got to join everybody together to defend against their impending arrival.
Right. The little tease for what's to happen.
Well, yeah, no Jeff Johns anything is going to end clean. It's not just going to be the end. It's going to set up the next thing. So
in terms of, we're big fans of Jeff Johns.
Absolutely.
So when you compare Flashpoint with Infinite Crisis, Blackest Night,
right?
That's Brightest Day.
Yeah.
Where would you?
I would put it.
Okay, let's add the Sinestro Corps War as well, because that was great.
What I would do is I would put it up with Blackest Night, because it sets up everything, especially for the next thing. Like, Blackest Night was a great story itself, but the end of it set up Brightest Day.
Right.
Now, Brightest Day, did it have the impact it should have?
Well, I mean, they set out a goal to bring back
Swamp Thing, which they did.
Right.
But the end of Blackest Night got me excited for what was to come. The end of Flashpoint gets me excited for what's to come. Mm-hmm. And then, so there you go, mission accomplished, Flashpoint.
And I agree as well that Flashpoint gets me excited for what's to come, but as a self-contained story, if I was to pick it up, I would put it somewhere after Sinestro Corps War, after Blackest Night, because I felt that those, and even after Infinite Crisis, because I felt that those events were done perfectly.
Right.
And made me a Jeff Johns fan.
Right.
So I have a high standard for what he writes. I would put it after those, but still got me very excited for the new DC New.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, when I heard that they were relaunching it, I wasn't that excited.
Oh, and see, I was very excited. Mostly because I thought, much like Flashpoint, some D-list characters would get a shot at the big time, and it turns out they are.
Right, and for me, I liked the status quo of Batman, Batman Inc., and all those titles. I liked where they were at, so I didn't want it to change at all.
Right.